Welcome back to Love Out of Chaos with the Valentines. I'm Patrick Valentine.
Lucky Valentine.
And I'm Linda, Mama Valentine.
Zach, today we're going to dive a little bit deep into...
I did a shower.
You did do a shower. Yeah, we don't have to talk about you having a shower. Showering is important in life, and I'm very proud of you.
Thanks, Mom.
You're welcome.
Do you smell clean?
Yeah.
Squeaky clean.
Did you
The best way to start off your day is taking a shower.
Are you ready to start today's episode?
You ready?
Okay.
Let's get it. And with that,
Yeah.
it's a beautiful chaos.
This episode, I really felt like it was important to dive a little deep into some of the things that were pivotal for Zachary in our lives when he was younger in regards to those moments that you feel as a parent and you wonder, will things change? Will they get better? Will they be different? And I had so many of those concerns, as many parents do, and I could only speak for as a mom. I think these are topics that need to be discussed because often moms go through stages of isolation. And it's real. You know, I don't think it's an easy topic to talk about, but I think it's important. It's important not only for moms to be seen and understood, but it's also important for extended families to have an understanding because I know most often mothers do take on a larger load inside the household. And it's real. The isolation that many of us go through when we have a child with special needs and your entire life changes. It's important to talk about. It's important to bring light to it. And this is really where I wanted the conversation to go, so that anyone that's out there, whether you are a mom who is experiencing these moments in your lives, because the moments of feeling like you don't want to go another day, or can you go through another day, or they're real. They're real moments. I wish, there's nothing more that I wish that I could say it gets better, because you do hear that often. Don't worry, it gets better. It gets easier. And that's not always necessarily true for everyone. But I do want to give a different glimpse of hope. And it's more about my story and the things that I tried to do, even through those moments that felt like this is never going to end. This stage is never going to end.
And I think that's so important to really discuss, because we've mentioned it in videos or past episodes. People see the aftermath of everything. People see Zachary now at 24 years old, or when we first started, he was 18, 19 years old.
Right.
They don't know the backstory of what you felt with isolation, or those struggles, or even how you helped him. Because there were a lot of those moments that I could tell as a sibling of, okay, this is new territory for all of us, especially for you as the mother that needed to figure it out. And how would we best address this as a family? Because I saw that as a kid, but obviously I didn't have that responsibility like you did, because you were the parent, you're the mother, it rested on you a lot of times. I could say all the time of, oh, I felt responsible in this aspect or in this aspect, but as a child, it wasn't my responsibility.
It wasn't your responsibility.
Right?
That's just reality. Like, it's just not.
It just wasn't, right?
Yeah.
And those two things can coexist together of I felt it.
Right.
And at the end of the day, it was still ultimately
Because you're experiencing
the parents'
it, right?
your decision.
Right. You're experiencing it. You are an insider within the space, but like you said, not someone that's really making the decisions. And understanding for me, now that I look back, I always, even till this day, whether it's just part of my DNA, part of me, always just trying to look ahead to the future in a positive way, in the best positive way, considering the circumstances, right? I always felt like it's temporary. Whether temporary is a year, 2 years, 3 years,
Like
again,
the struggle or whatever it was temporary.
It was always
Right, yeah.
a mental state of mind for me. It's temporary. What do I need to do in order to move on to another stage? What do I need to learn? And that's what I want to bring into this space is allowing yourself to really ask yourself, what is the most difficult part of the situation that you're going through right now? Again, it's very isolating. It's very, you find yourself in a place where you don't even know how to ask for help because you don't know what you're looking to ask for, right? It's not just waving a red flag and say, I need help. What do I need help with? I don't know.
Yeah, because even if you raise the red flag of saying I need help, even if you have that community behind you, it's going to be, they're as lost just as you are.
Right.
Okay, let me help you with this regard, but that's not what you actually needed help with. You needed help over here that you didn't know about.
And what I feel like I can bring now is allowing yourself to really remove things in your life that are not good for you. And this could be anything from friends, family, community situations, jobs. I know it's always easier said than done, but if you can start removing one thing that allows you to pivot your perspective or your mind in a way that creates more of a positive space for you and your family, that does wonders. And let me explain why. You are already in a situation that is posing a lot of challenges in your life. And those challenges do not come with a how to help book. They really don't. You have to figure it out for your family, for yourself, for your own sanity, your well-being, for your child with special needs. And if you have other children, for them as well. I always wanted to learn in the stage that I was in. What did I need to learn? I don't know, right? You have to figure out. If Zachary was, again, he had a lot of processing sensory overload. Things I didn't understand when he was younger.
Yeah. Because it wasn't talked about either.
It wasn't talked
at
about.
that time.
There's so much more information now.
It's still not as talked about as much as it needs to be. A little bit more, but not as much as it needs to be to truly help.
Again,
parents and the child.
Going back to not knowing what you need to know, but at the very least, begin exploring, talking to other moms. There's so much more information out there. This is what's happening. This is what's going on. Whether, and most often moms don't always have the support of their husbands or their partners, because you are trying to navigate for example, you're trying to navigate your children's emotions and potentially your husband's lack of understanding. You find yourself in positions of trying to help everyone either cope or educate themselves in whatever position and situation that you're in that moment. There's a lot to navigate through, but I found it important to start somewhere. I found it important because things do fall into place at some given point when you are making those subtle changes in your life. And one good prime example is with Zachary. There was a time in our lives that, you were very active in sports. And there was times where I had to just sort of fall back, stay home with Zachary because the area was too loud for him, right? It was just sensory overload. And even though it didn't fully stop me from joining in those sports, I had to find little things that would help him. So for instance, he would stay inside his car seat and I would cover it with a blanket, and that made him comfortable. Or a stroller. There were certain things that just helped him when he was ready to peek out or come out.
I remember his little head sometimes.
His little head would come out.
Okay, I'm good.
And so I had to figure out those little things. And the more I exposed him to those like sports arenas, and then he became more familiar with it.
It was that exposure therapy that we've talked about, of introduce him a little bit. Okay, retreat back. Introduce him a little bit more.
Right.
Okay, retreat back again. So 1 minute here may not seem like much on the outside, but it was actually a very big step for him.
It was. And for me.
And for you, yeah.
Because then I found methods that had helped me cope and helped him cope with the changes, helped, even going to a restaurant. There was many times that I had to say no. I can't attend evening dinner with family or friends. But as he got older during that time, we had the DVD player. So
a portable DVD player.
And I invested a lot of time and money and effort into this. And I know the resources are not always there, but what I'm trying to explain is that you figure out little things that will help adapt to potentially the lifestyle change that, occurs during when you have a child with special needs, and going out to dinner just seems almost impossible, or attending, for instance, like you said, your sports felt impossible. But I feel like it's just so important to figure out what your family needs are, what your child's need is, so that you can help adapt. Yes, it is a lot of work. I'm not going to lie. It is a lot of work. But I wanted to make sure that I was doing whatever I possibly can for myself and my family, because I didn't want to live an entire life of just full isolation. Mm-hmm. Like, I refused to believe that this was going to be the pace of the rest of my life. I did things for Zachary's, change his food. I've talked about this many times with other families, how important it is to ask yourself, is my child eating, the best, healthiest foods for him?
And again, going back, like, each child responds to food differently.
Absolutely.
Right? And something you noticed early on of when you gave Zach sugar, he would respond negatively in this way. Right. The processed sugar. When you gave him this type of gluten or bread, you saw other effects, whether it would be mood changes or
Right.
a little bit more lethargic maybe, and all these other elements. So you notice those patterns and you started removing step by step to actually pinpoint, okay, this is how his body and he is responding to said food or said type of foods. And that's true for everyone, right? There's some people that are lactose. You don't know until you start removing these things or implementing
Right.
a different diet. But Zach couldn't advocate and say, oh, I feel this way or bad after eating this type of food. It had to be solely, again, from you paying attention and realizing.
Right. Because there's certain
elements.
things in life that we just take for granted. I know I did. But I was tired of being tired. Right. I was tired of living a life that no longer felt I had opportunities for any of us. It was just a day in, day out. And all that in our lives really affected our everyday, the foods, his sensory overload wherever we went.
Outside relationships that
Yeah.
weren't the best, right? Because I think that's also important one to kind of dive deep a little bit into. When you start to remove, whether it's situation, jobs, family, friends that aren't the healthiest,
yes.
and contributing to a healthy, happy family environment, then you're able to focus more on the food element, the sensory overload a little bit more. Because when you have so much coming at you, especially for you as a mom, it's just all these decisions that you have to keep making. And those decisions become harder when, whether it's a husband that's not there or a family member or a friend or whatever it is, each family is different.
Each family is different.
But if there's like toxicity within that family dynamic or outside family dynamic that is seeping in, it becomes so much harder and feels even more impossible.
Right. And you're not really able to get down to the root because, let's face it, moms are really those decision makers inside the home that provide these moments, these elements, whether it's food, changing food, for your family, for your kids with disability, and we're usually at the forefront of all these decision making. Again, this is not to take away from relationships that work great together and are in the fight together. That's not what I'm talking about.
Or very present dads or present families and two-parent households, right? I think you're just coming from a place that you have seen
and
on your personal level, that experienced, and also what other moms have come to you out in public or out within these resource groups of, hey, how do you do this? How did you do this? Because you lived 24 years plus with Zachary. And people see the aftermath of everything. But the reality is there was so much struggle.
There was so much struggle
throughout it.
And easy it was not. It still isn't easy.
Yeah.
I still, up to this day, have those challenges with Zachary. They're different. They look different. But nonetheless, they are struggles. And, you have to really look at your life and figure out what is of the most priority in your current situation. What can I actually let go of that is no longer serving you, your family, your children, or even your future? It's not always easy, and it's true. It's
We know
not.
this, yeah.
We know
Absolutely.
it's not easy to make those changes, but if you want to, even from the little understanding of finding educational course maybe to help you navigate through whatever situation you're in at the present moment, can do wonders. I never stopped seeking. I never stopped talking to someone because I knew that all this information was valuable to me, that was going to bring a different either mindset for me, a different road that I would take. I was just absorbing information, trying my hardest to navigate in a way that it was for the best of everyone, the future of everyone, the well-being of everyone. Because when I really stop and think about those struggles, they were hard.
Yeah.
They were exhausting. They were enough to make you feel, there's moments that I felt incompetent. There's moments that I felt like I was failing my family. And I mean, this goes on and on of all those things that you think about. But the truth of the matter is that give yourself grace, first of all.
100%.
Please give yourself some grace, because it is not an easy journey. Is it worth it? Yes. I can say that now with 1000% certainty that everything that's happened up to this point, not only has it really defined who I am as a person, as a mom, as a woman, and I wouldn't change that for anything.
Or should you?
I wouldn't. I think it's just so important we've talked about the importance of leading your life with love. And I think when you have the best interest of your family and yourself, and you really want to seek the help, there's enough information out there. And if you are leading your life and your family with love, that those moments that you feel like you just can't take another step, that you just don't want to take another step, you can find true change and peace in knowing that there are others who are going through the same thing that you are. That if you give the chance and opportunity to allow your life to be, a testament for someone else, like I said, doing what we do here, I want to give those families a voice. I want them to know and understand that, yes, it's not easy. I can say that with certainty. There's nothing easy about this journey. But I just wouldn't change it. Yes, there's things I would have maybe done a little differently.
Sure,
as anybody
of course.
else in your life.
I think that's very
change.
valid, right? Because again,
Yes.
hindsight's always 2020. Like
Absolutely.
there's no matter if you are a parent, or a sibling, or a parent to someone with Down syndrome or another disability, right? Like hindsight's always 2020.
Absolutely.
And I think that's when it goes back to giving yourself grace, because you only made the best decision possible with the information you had at that time.
Yeah.
It's always, I could have done better. Sure.
Always.
It's always that. No matter who you are, I feel like a lot of people always go in that route. But when you actually take a step back of complimenting yourself of, hey, I did the absolutely best I could with all the information and all the resources I had at that time. And I learned. So next time, right? Maybe you do something different next time. And then the same thing will probably happen of, okay, made the best choice.
Right.
Now let's do better. And it's always when you have that growth mindset of making better decisions, or growth mindset of helping your family navigate a difficult situation, that's when you see it accumulate 10 years from now, 20 years from now. That's where you see like the big change, because those minute changes are very hard to see in that moment.
Absolutely.
No matter who you are, it's hard to see in that moment.
And it's hard to take that first step of change or to elimination, right? Like I've said this, it's important to eliminate things in your life that are not helping you, but you will see that as time goes on, and the change and being consistent. Consistency is so important.
It is.
And you just have to continue. You have to, again, give yourself grace and know that you are doing the best, and do seek help.
And something I just want to say how much I admire about you growing up, but also within this conversation. I think both things can be true in the sense of, one, acknowledging things are hard, giving yourself grace in that element. And then two, you have the power to make that change. You have that power individually to seek out those resources, right? There is hope. There is
a lot of hope.
Like, you have that within yourself. And very similar to what you said earlier in this episode, I'm paraphrasing, right? But you said something along the lines of, it's temporary. This hard season in your life is temporary.
Everything's been temporary. You can also look at it as a stepping stone to the next stage of your life, right? Obviously, Zachary was an infant only for a short period, then was a toddler. And so these are different stages. There are different types of hard, but they're temporary. Not to say that one temporary hard season is not going to turn into even a more difficult, harder season. I wish.
We hope not.
Yeah,
right?
we hope
we
not.
hope not.
I wish I can say that wasn't
that. Each person, each season, each temporary situation is drastically different from for each person, for each family. And to give this blanket, even whether it's advice, encouragement, it's also acknowledging, hey, every situation is different.
Yes.
But even in that situation, you believe in our listener that they could do it. They got this. I believe they got this. Whatever that situation is, because we are so powerful as humans. Our mind is so powerful as humans. We are so resilient as humans, and it's believing in each other. And I think that's something that I've learned from you, of just believing in oneself, but also believing in every person you meet, no matter the season, no matter the situation. Like, we believe you got this. So we talked about exposure therapy a little bit in relation to sports, but I do remember one of the big things that helped Zachary was kind of that exposure therapy you did in relation to Disneyland. Tell me where that even idea came from.
Again, I was tired. I was just in a place in my life that I was just tired of not being able to attend, whether it was parties or any kind of like new experiences for Zachary. And I've always been about the new experiences. This was just the way I led my life. I liked adventure. I liked new experiences. And Zachary would have, just his real severe meltdowns. So, being that we had moved a lot, we were in a place now that was closer to the amusement parks, whether it's Knott's or Disneyland. And it just occurred to me, I said, I don't know if he's going to like it. I don't know how well it's going to go, but we're getting a year pass to Disneyland. This is just how it's going to go.
Yeah.
And I did. I made a really, without even exposing him, I don't know if I really thought it out, but this was my problem-solving solution.
You had to try something.
And I was already in a place and a point where I just couldn't anymore. I said, I'm going to have to expose him more. And prior to that, he loved hiking. So we were also hiking. And even though it was a struggle as well, I felt like Disneyland was sort of that best of both worlds, where he can be entertained and he could be exposed. How it was going to go, I had no idea. But I can tell you, the first day we got on the tram, I was second guessing my decision. And he was crying, sort of just having a meltdown at that moment. And I wanted him so much to enjoy it that I was feeling very, even broken myself. But I wasn't ready to give up. I just wasn't. Again, I just had to keep pushing. My heart broke seeing him upset. My heart broke knowing that, how do I explain to him that it's going to be okay? We got to the park, and again, it was just a continuous moment of him being overwhelmed one after the other. And I think that very first day, at the most, was an hour. I mean, that seems pretty long for someone like Zachary during those early years. And for me, it's felt like eternity. How was I going to continue to expose him when, him putting one foot in front of the other seemed too much for him. And after that hour, a little bit in the park, we went back on the tram. And again, it just was overwhelming for him. And although I wasn't ready to give up, I just couldn't even imagine what it was going to be like trying to do that again. By the time we got home, he was able to express to me, in his way, a level of thank you, which was enough for me to think, wait, was there a moment of enjoyment? Was there a moment that...
Even a small moment.
A small moment. And that was enough for me to say, okay, we're going to do this again. So that 1 hour eventually became 2.5 hours. I said, okay, there is progress. I don't know how much I could do this, but...
You saw the progress.
I did see. It was
those
small moment, pivotal. As hard as it was, and I still remember it like it was yesterday. Each moment got easier. Each time we went, and again, I was using this as a form of therapy for him, for me, for us. And, one visit after the other, just one foot in front of the other.
Better and better. And that's amazing.
And it was. It really was.
And I think even now to this day, I'm ready to go before he's ready. He wants to stay all day. And I'm just thinking in my mind, bro, I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm having a great time, but my feet hurt a little. I want to go to bed. He's like, no, let's stay until midnight. And we got there at 9
And
a.m.
it was everything from fireworks. We did not do fireworks. We made sure we left. There were certain things, of course, that still were very difficult for him to be in certain spaces, situations. But once he figured out the things that he really enjoyed, like the princesses, because he just, and
Of course.
it was his real go-to locations of meeting these characters. So we did that over and over and over again. And I would introduce something new, something different, whether it was a ride, but it was life-changing for me.
Yeah, and we saw the effects to this day, which is incredible.
It really was. So I'm very thankful for those moments and just having faith and trusting yourself and saying, I have to do something. There has to be, in order for there to be big change, you have to take big steps. And that's what it was for us and for me.
And one last question to you. What would be that one piece of advice you felt like you needed to hear in those difficult times when you were younger?
It's really hard to say. But if I was to try to sum up my experiences, I think it's this, that you have to trust yourself, because it is so easy to get derailed when you have so many opinions of either outside opinions or, again, we talked about, removing those things in your life that don't serve you well. We call it this toxic environment.
Yeah.
You have to trust yourself. You have to trust that if you're leading with your heart and you are working hard for your own family and for yourself, you have to trust yourself, because I cannot tell you how many times someone's opinion made me doubt myself, made me second guess what I was doing. I always felt this inner peace when I trusted myself. But sometimes when you hear too much, or you are listening to too many ideas or judgment, or then it becomes very distorted. Trust yourself, because you know yourself, you know your family, you know your children. It's important that even if things don't seem sensible to an outsider and it feels sensible to you, go with it. Because I have always gone against the grain of things in my life, but they have always proven to be the right path when I trusted myself.
Yeah, and I think the idea is essentially no one's walking in your shoes.
No one is.
Maybe some people may understand a little bit, maybe have a good opinion or bad opinion, right? There's all these noises per se, and all these other people that have a lot of thoughts. But the reality is, no matter how you see it, no matter how you go about it, no one is in your shoes.
Absolutely not.
No one can ever be in your shoes.
Everybody has an opinion.
Yeah, exactly.
But no,
But
trust
yeah,
yourself.
I think trusting yourself is a very powerful thing to do. And I love that. In today's segment, we talked about how Disney was very important for Zach and helping with his social anxiety.
Disney Challenge.
It is the Box Disney Challenge. What's in the Box Disney Challenge? And so there's been a lot of great memories at Disney, whether it's watching Disney shows growing up or going to Disneyland. Again, like we talked about, helping with Zach's social anxiety, and he loves it to this day.
Yeah.
This box was obviously from Disney World. Also another great story of
Many good stories.
Our really big family vacation together. And
sorry, we're boring you.
so I wanted to, give Zach a little surprise of the past Disney items that we have gotten. And so, Zach, are you ready? Let me see.
We're going to go
ready.
down memory lane. You want to go down memory lane with Disney? Yeah.
Zachary, would you like to see? Zachary. Okay, let go of Mom's hand. Zachary.
It's my finger. Let go of my finger.
Sir.
Ready?
Sir.
Are you ready for the surprises
Sir,
there?
Mr. Zachary Valentine. He's so not focused.
He's not. My finger. Ow.
Okay, Zach. Zach, would you like to see what's in box?
Okay.
The first item in the box
What's
is...
in the box?
Here you go, sir. That is for you.
Aww.
That is for you, Mom.
Aww.
We got one for Mom.
Graduation. Do you remember your little graduation
And we
ears?
got one for me. So...
Can I put it on?
We got to put it on, right? Zach was really excited to go to Disneyland after he graduated high school. We were excited to wear our ears with him.
You look cute.
What the hell?
Zach was the class of 2022. And it just kind of felt like a full circle moment going to Disneyland after his graduation. Did you put your hat on wrong, though?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I can't tell. It feels backwards.
Yeah.
Is mine backwards? Does it feel good? Yeah, yours might. No.
No.
Don't think so.
don't
No, I don't know.
I think it's just the little tassel.
Yeah. Oh, the
maybe.
tassel. Okay.
Maybe.
You look great, though. My bad. Got distracted. And you're trying to see if it comes off. Okay. There we go. I like, the way you're wearing it now feels fitting. Does it? I think it feels very fitting for you, I will say. And you kind of look like you have a beard for the first time ever.
Oh, man.
Congratulations.
So you turn it around the other way.
You finally grew a beard.
Cute ears.
The one thing though, I will say, we weren't a big family in wearing ears or hats.
No.
Like even you wore it sometimes. Zach
Occasionally.
Zach would wear it for photos. Would wear it for photos here and there. But as you could see, he's trying to see if it falls off really quick. Is it falling off, sir?
It's too much sensory for him.
Yeah.
But again, like what we've talked about, he's come a long ways, and understanding how much repetition is important to him and getting accustomed to certain changes. And this goes hand in hand. I don't think, years back he would have even had it on that long.
Yeah.
Okay.
As it comes right off.
You called that one.
Done. And he's done.
Item number 2 is Mickey and Minnie.
This was part of their 50th.
It was part of the 50th anniversary, yeah.
Yes.
That we went to Disney World with them. Part of the 50th. Here you go, Zach. Would you like Mickey or Minnie?
Okay.
Which one?
Which
Both?
one?
2?
Both of them? There you go. Can you do Mickey Mouse voice? Are you good at Mickey Mouse voice?
I don't think so.
Let's see it. Let's try it.
I don't think I've ever even tried.
Hello.
No.
Nope. Not okay. Not good.
I-
No. 10 out of 10? Nope. Okay. All right. So solid. Go ahead, try, Mom. No.
I don't got it.
See, don't got the voice. Sir. You weren't supposed to take the box. This was not part of the surprise of it all.
Ta-da. What else is in here?
Oh, what's that?
Your pin.
Oh, what's that, Mom?
What is it? Look.
It's a pin.
Yeah.
So
You want to show it?
We, particularly me, love collecting pins. So wherever we go, it's a memory. It's like a keepsake. Don't do it. 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 Don't.
Oh. No, Don. No. Sorry. Mama. What do you mean?
It wasn't you?
It wasn't you, huh?
It wasn't you. Are you sure? I think you're caught in 4K. It definitely was you. Did I finish the job?
You bowman.
Why is it my fault? We're just trying to reminisce about our Disney experiences.
I'm just gonna hang out with Mickey and Minnie over here. I know.
You remember doing all the Disney videos, all the adventures that we've done with Disney? All the princesses.
Princess.
How do you say it in Spanish? Princesa.
Princesa.
Princesasa.
Las princesas.
La princesas. Las princesas.
Meaning more than one.
La princesas.
I'm out.
No? I did it wrong?
I'm out.
Okay.
Hello.
I'm out.
Okay, don't make it. It didn't work again.
You're still trying?
Go ahead. Hit it. I felt like I was pretty good.
Let me see. Let me hear it.
No, I'm out.
Sorry. So Zach, this next item is kind of very similar to Mickey and Minnie, but it is Stitch. Now,
Look. He's so cute.
Does Stitch remind us as a family how chaotic we are? Absolutely. Family means no one gets left behind.
Ohana.
Ohana
means.
Ohana means family. Family means no one gets left behind.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. Or forgotten. Okay, here you go. But what's really cool about this Stitch is that it's weighted, right? So it has helped Zachary a lot of times with, weighted things have helped Zachary a lot of times, help soothe him, a big hug. So it reminds us of that.
Hi, Mom.
It's a little sensory-friendly Stitch.
It is.
It's pretty nice.
So cute.
And that's your friends right there. All right, Zach. Let me see the excited for the big surprise. Okay. So this isn't Disney related, but it's something we talked about how music and CDs have played a very important part in Zachary's life.
Oh, yeah.
No lies.
Whether that would have made sense Disney related getting a Snow White CD. Did we get that? No. But so let's not focus on what we didn't get and let's focus on what we did get.
Okay.
Okay? So
I'm right.
I'm ready to.
Come on.
Hold on, sir. Hold on. Let's take a deep breath. Come on. Let's calm down. Ready? 1, 2, 3. We got the VeggieTales CD. Zach's been really obsessed with VeggieTales right now. And again, music has always been very important to Zach. Whether it's connecting with other people. You see his excitement? There we go, bro. There we go.
He's been waiting for that one for a while.
It's been a long while. It's been a long while.
I'm being dramatic, okay? I'm a little dramatic. What do you think about that one?
Okay.
Is that the one you wanted?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had chicken.
I love chicken too. Does that make sense with the VeggieTales Pirates? Absolutely not, but I love chicken.
It does make sense with VeggieTales. Absolutely.
Chicken?
Yeah.
Go ahead, elaborate.
Just
No.
anything that doesn't make sense makes sense with VeggieTales.
What is it? Tell me.
The chicken I go.
Oh, there's a chicken song?
Yeah.
Is there actually a chicken
Yeah, there is.
I would die, baby.
It is. Okay, I don't have my glasses, but
I
it
got
is
you.
the chicken song.
I got you.
Like I said.
Get your glasses.
Glasses. Here we go.
Let's see. Okay, we have the...
Can you read it?
I see nothing related to chicken over here. There's literally nothing. There's a donkey.
Well, that makes sense too.
I'm okay. There's no chicken here.
There's no chicken song on that
There's
one.
no chicken song. There's a donkey song.
Yeah.
Close enough.
Yeah, close enough. Chicken donkey.
Same thing, right? It's okay, man. Mr. Zachary Valentine.
What?
What Crocs are you wearing today?
Meatball.
Oh, rainbow Crocs. And you're showing off that flexibility today, too. I respect it. It is a... those aren't the colors of the rainbow, though. They give the rainbow vibes, the tie-dye vibes. I wouldn't even know what colors are on there. I see blue.
Yeah, they are all the colors.
Are they the colors of the rainbow?
Yeah, pretty much. You've got
Is that
red.
pink, though? Is pink part of the rainbow?
You should know the song, right?
Go sing the song because I don't know it. Sing it. If you should know the song, enlighten us. And Zach's just playing with his
Let's see.
his crock like a car. Oh, you're making a mess. Actually,
I should know the song.
You should know the song.
I should know the song. There's also a Spanish song.
Go ahead, hit us with the Spanish song.
De colores, de colores. Do you
remember? No, I don't remember.
I used to sing that song with you guys when you were younger. But
Hola.
it has the red.
Sorry, no Spanish.
Red, blue,
Don't touch me.
green,
Not touch him
yellow,
up.
orange. What's your Barney rainbow song? Do you remember the Barney rainbow song?
No.
Gives you all the colors of the rainbow?
No.
No?
Apparently, we're not singing in the family
No.
today. And I respect that. I know, Zach. Look, Zach, Mom was
I
at...
said side party.
What party are we talking about?
Yeah.
What,
Do we have a party?
Do we have a party coming
I wasn't
up?
invited.
What party are you talking about? We're talking about the colors of the rainbow, and Mom started speaking Spanish.
Singing Spanish.
Singing in Spanish. She literally said one word. She didn't finish the song
No,
because she
I can't
doesn't remember the
it
song.
right now. I don't remember it. But it did come to me, and I realized
I'm okay.
I'm okay.
it was a rainbow
Are you okay?
song that I used to sing to you guys when you were younger. And I just, for the life of me, it's been over 30 years.
It's been such a core memory that you forgot it.
It is.
Wow. It is so memorable. And Zach's
And
hiding.
like the Barney song that he listens to every Zachary.
You know, that's very impressive that you're hiding like the table, under the table, kinda. Kinda, not really.
You want your shoes back? Your Crocs back? Are we boring you? Yes. You love when I speak Spanish?
Say I love you in Spanish.
Say te amo. Te amo. Something about Snow White and Barney.
And sorry. And no more. In Spanish. Yeah, I didn't get that one. Went over my head. Went pew. It's gone. So, Mom, now's the time for golden moments. And I think for me, my golden moment is just seeing how many people you have helped through your story. Because, again, I reiterated this, but people only see on social media where we are at now. But the reality is there's a lot of struggles, a lot of trial and error, a lot of what ifs, a lot of crying, a lot of worried. And I know I felt it as a kid in many, many different ways. No doubt about it. But again, going back, the reality is you were the decision maker. It was your responsibility as the parent. And I don't know if you hear this enough, but you did a great job. I'm so proud of you. I know it wasn't easy. I know it was very, very difficult and a lot of times, and also very rewarding. But you did a fantastic job. And for that is a big golden moment for me of just having a very loving and caring mom. So thank you.
Thank you for saying that. Like many moms, we often don't think about that, right? Those moments that, in those choices that we make, my golden moment is just knowing that my faith has got me through it all, even still till this day, because as I spoke on early on, it is very isolating. And when you feel like there isn't the support or the understanding that you are often faced with trusting yourself and trusting in something bigger than yourself. And that for me has been true from the very beginning, is trusting in God, that he was going to always pave the way and create that path of where we are today and all the things. And I feel very fortunate that I am able to share this with others in hopes that they see this and take something from it to help themselves, their families, their children. That I could be in this place doing that is one of the biggest, greatest golden moments for me.
It's beautiful. And you're helping change perspectives one heart at a time. Thank you. Thank you all for watching Love Out of Chaos with the Valentines. I'm Patrick Valentine.
Not Kate Valentine.
And I'm Linda, Mama Valentine.
And with that, give this video a
Wahai
subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. If you're looking like Zach and his hair today, I mean...
What happened? What happened to the hair?
Sometimes it's just that type of day, right?
Try again.
What's going on?
It's okay, bro. It's okay. And with that, it's a
beautiful
chaos.